After 38 days of detention in an undisclosed location, Bob Njagi and Nicholas Ayoo were in the early hours of today handed over to Kenyan authorities at Busia border. Their release brings an end to a month-long standoff that drew diplomatic pressure, legal action and outcry from civil society. The duo were transferred to Kisumu, where they were booked onto a flight to Nairobi. Speaking to journalists in Kenya, Njagi revealed they were detained by Uganda's Elite Special Forces Command, SFC, while in Uganda.
38 days of abduction was not easy. We didn't think we were going to come out alive because we were being abducted by the military. We have been kept by the military in Uganda for this, under the Special Forces Command. Yes, we were tortured, but we're going to give you details. But at the same time, the kind of food you have been given is not really food. We have been dehumanized, if I might say so.
The pairs' release was facilitated through joint efforts by the Kenyan government, Ugandan authorities and regional civil society organizations.
One of them involved the former president of the Republic of Kenya, the fourth president, and that is Uhuru Kenyatta. And it is out of the negotiations and the discussions that took place at the very highest levels of the two governments, plus the former president, that we have had the two, Bob Njagi and Nicholas Ayoo, returned to Kenya in the way that they are.
Following their disappearance, Kenya's Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, formally wrote to Uganda's Foreign Affairs Minister J.J. Odongo on October 31st, expressing deep concern over Uganda's silence. This came after the High Court of Uganda dismissed a habeas corpus application filed by Kofi Atinda and NUP's David Rubongoya, demanding the state produce the two missing men. The application claimed that the two were being held in military custody after campaigning for opposition presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi in eastern Uganda. However, in his ruling, delivered electronically, Justice Simon Peter Chinobe noted that, I quote, "I find that one cannot squeeze blood from a stone. The state can only produce what it has, and it would therefore be unrealistic to expect the desired outcome from circumstances that could not, in any case, yield it." End of quote. Thereby dismissing the Kofi Atinda and David Rubongoya petition.
Now this speaks of the impunity and the continued enforced disappearances. As we speak right now, Sam Mugumya, who was abducted from here in Barara, is still missing. Every institution has denied him, but we know they have him. So you all comrades know what we are fighting for and why we want to end this.
Speaking to NTV, Kenyan human rights lawyer Martha Karua warned that Uganda's handling of political dissent threatens the stability of the East African community.
What is Uganda's legacy of human rights? Are we going back to the dark days of Idi Amin rule when people disappeared without trace? Is that the legacy that the longest serving president in East Africa, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, would want? That's why I'm asking him to kindly step up and end this. And it does appear that the original three states of East Africa are collaborating to oppress their citizens. The disappearance of Bob Njagi and Nicholas Ayoo echoes the disappearance during the Idi Amin era of a Kenyan lady who was a student at Makerere, Esther Chesire, who to this day has never been found. Save the Jumuiya, because this may very well signal the falling apart of the Jumuiya. Do not let something you have worked so hard for fall apart.
Okay.
And think of your legacy in East Africa, in Uganda.
In a joint statement, Voco Africa, the Law Society of Kenya, and Amnesty International expressed gratitude to both governments, civil society actors, journalists, diplomats, and citizens who kept the spotlight on the case. Walter Mwesije, NTV.